Hello, it's Nemesis Nick here. I'm a keen fan of the Eurovision Song Contest. It's time to talk Eurovision. The Portuguese national final for the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 Festival da Canção 2025 final took place at RTP Studios in Lisbon on Saturday the 8th of March 2025. The following evening, Sunday the 9th of March, I watched Festival da Canção 2025 final online from the UK on demand one day late. Fortunately, I had no knowledge of the results at the time because I did all I could to avoid accidentally seeing the winner or the rest of the scores anywhere online until I watched the show. That way, I was still able to enjoy the songs being performed, rank them in my Eurovision scoreboard and enjoy the announcement of the results, knowing I'd still be in for a surprise. However, I didn't see preview videos of songs beforehand, so my online viewing of Festival da Canção 2025 final was my first time of seeing or hearing any of the songs. Likewise, I hadn't seen any of the lyrics or background information about the songs beforehand, so I had difficulty identifying component parts of some of the songs whilst watching on Sunday evening. Anyway, here are the notes I made about the songs whilst watching on demand Sunday evening. By the way, I can't speak Portuguese. I've tried listening carefully to the names which are called out during the show, but please excuse me if I mispronounce any Portuguese artist names or song titles. Also, if you notice about something you may have noticed about my t-shirt, you've got cultured, made up of culture in green and red in red. Those are the background, green and red are the background colours left to right of the Portuguese flag. Anyway, on with the songs. Song 1, Bombazine, Pago Tudo. The introduction is quite lengthy and features a keyboard. Once the group starts singing, drums can be heard. Yellow and orange spotlights were created in the background for much of this song. I liked the way the band members were shown in separate columns at one point in the song. On the whole, quite a catchy song to start Festival da Canção 2025. And best of all, it was sung in Portuguese, but to me it sounded like something from the 1970s. And I don't think it would have been impactful enough for Eurovision. Song 2, Margarida Campelo, O Sei Que O Amor, a ballad. Margarida performed the whole song while seated at a grand piano, but she had backing singers. This sounded to me like something from decades ago, but it's great that this was sung in Portuguese. Whether one sees this as dated or timeless is down to personal opinion, but I think this would have struggled to qualify for a final at Eurovision. Song 3, Henka, I want to Destroy You. The first song to be performed in English. The chorus is very harsh and lively. Electric guitars could be heard, and for a Festival da Canção performance, a green effect was used at times. Unsurprisingly, strobe lights put in an appearance at times. Some parts of the song are slightly less harsh. Some parts of the song are slightly less harsh, but still lively. And there was red lighting in the background for those parts. This is likely to appeal to hard rock or heavy metal fans, but it's clear it wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea. Song 4, Blue Eye, Ninguém. Another ballad, and this is sung in Portuguese. The stage was predominantly dark, with subtle blue lighting and brief appearances of white light. The couple on the stage, who produced various arm movements, added to the atmosphere. Altogether a pleasant ballad and well sung. Song 5, Jessica Pina Calafriu. Well, I'm not sure what this is. It seems like a ballad. A beat can be heard at times and a piano can be heard at times. At one point, a trumpet was played on stage. Jessica was accompanied by two others whose arm movements added to the performance. The subtle lighting was just what this style of song called for. Song 6, Marco Rodriguez, Amina Casa, a ballad. The first verse was sung quite softly, but Marco sang the first instance of the chorus more powerfully. The second verse has a noticeable beat. He finishes off with a final instance of a title. Probably the best so far. I particularly like the way Marco sings the title Amina Casa. The subtle lighting was, for the Festival da Canção performance, the subtle lighting was perfect for this song. Song 7, Napa Deslocado. Now for something livelier. The chorus is quite powerful and catchy. A piano, drums and the guitar can be heard at times. I'm mystified as to the significance of the trees and flowers, which appeared in the background screen at times though. Song 8, Peculiar ad Mastor. The early part was sung softly and slow. The early part was sung slowly and softly. Green light and dry ice effects accompanied the early parts of the song. The song picked up during the first instance of a pre-chorus or chorus, and a beat could be heard. Green light continued through the song, though there was a moment of orange lighting. Dry ice effects also continued. Altogether an entry which starts slowly and softly and becomes quite lively with a beat. This must be some form of rock. It won't be everyone's taste in music, but if this had gone to Eurovision, this could have been in with a I think this would have been in with a good chance of getting to a final just for being something different from Portugal. Song 9, Fernando Daniel Medo. I like the unusual sound that appeared in the introduction and during the first verse. I'm mystified as to why Fernando sang this at a desk with a lamp above it until the end of the first instance of the chorus. He eventually got up to sing the rest of the song on the stage. Late in the song he was on a rostrum near someone with a drum kit and someone with a guitar. Altogether quite an unusual song. It started as a ballad and built up to rock. The trouble is, who would a song like this appeal to? Ballad lovers will think it's a pity it couldn't have stayed like the early part all the way through, and rock fans would have liked it lively from the start. Song 10, Emmy Curl, Rapsodia da Paz. Well, this may be sung in Portuguese, but this sounds more Far Eastern style. Staging included orange light and dry ice effects. Some parts of the song are quite powerful, but was it necessary to include what sounded to me like rap? The dancers with their outfits enhanced this song. Song 11, Josh Tristesia, a ballad, though going by the chorus it could be a power ballad. I'm mystified as to why Josh appeared to be hanging from a pole while singing during the Festival da Canção performance. Near the end, a beat could be heard and there were some flashes of light. Song 12, Diana Villarino, Kotovia. The final song in the lineup, a ballad or power ballad. Diana has a good voice. I liked the way the chorus is sung in bouncy manner, but I thought there were a couple of overpowering moments. I liked the various sounds that featured in different parts of the song. The dancers enhanced this song. Those are my points of view on the songs, and here is my ranking in My Eurovision Scoreboard, based solely on the Festival da Canção 2025 final performances. Okay. Bottom of my ranking, 12th place, yes, 12th place, Henke. 11th, Margarida Campello. Now into my top 10. 10th, Jessica Pina. 9th, Bombazine. 8th, Emmy Curl. 7th, Napa. 6th, Peculiar. And then up into my top 5 now. 5th, Blue Eye. 4th, Fernando Danielle. And now my top 3. 3rd, Josh. 2nd, Diana Velluinu. And top of my ranking, my number 1, Marco Rodriguez. Marco Rodriguez. I'm not sure. Sorry if I got the name wrong. Anyway, my number 1 is Marco. It's tricky to quote the results because for a jury voting, juries in 7 separate regions of Portugal gave points to the top 10 songs, just like in the Eurovision Song Contest, that being 1 to 8, 10, 12. Once all 7 jury spokespersons had announced their regional jury points, Diana Velluinu had finished in first place with 57 points. This was converted to 12 points for a purpose of combining with the public vote. Second placed, Jessica Pina's score was converted to 10 points with a song, and then the songs placed 3rd to 10th had their jury scores converted to 8 points down to 1 point. And the bottom 2 songs were converted to 0 points each. As for a public vote, the song with the highest percentage of the vote got 12 points, then 10, 8, all the way down to 1 point for a song that had the 10th highest percentage of the vote. The remaining 2 songs got 0 points from the public. These public vote points were unveiled in ascending order and added to converted jury scores. The winner was Napa Deslacado. One could say this was a compromise winner because this entry finished 4th in the regional jury vote and 2nd in the public vote. The combined score of 17 put Napa in a tie-break with the combined score of 17 put Napa in a tie with Diana Velluinu Kotovia, but Napa won outright due to them having more televote points than Diana Velluinu. Congratulations to Napa for winning Festival da Canção 2025. So Napa will represent Portugal with Deslacado at the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 in Basel in May. Portugal is drawn to perform in the first half of the first semi-final on Tuesday the 13th of May 2025. I won't be able to vote that evening as the United Kingdom doesn't vote that evening. Good luck to Napa in the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 first semi-final and in the grand final if they get there. Hopefully I'll be able to say a bit more about the winning song, Deslacado at a later date. I'll need to study the lyrics and analyse the song. Hopefully, find a bit of background information as well and in order for me to give a more detailed review of Napa's Deslacado. Well done also to the other 11 artists who performed Saturday night, no matter what their scores and where they placed in both halves of the voting and overall. In particular, well done to Diana Villarino, whose entry Kotuvia won the jury vote but ended up second overall, and to Hinka, whose entry I Wanna Destroy You won the public vote but ended up fourth overall. Remember, all of Saturday night's finalists did well to get past one of the Festival da Canção 2025 semi-finals the previous 2 Saturdays. Altogether another amazing national final. I must admit that at around 3.5 hours, I thought Festival da Canção 2025 final was a bit long for a national final that contained just 12 competing finalist songs. After all, a Swedish national final, Melodifestivalen 2025, which also happened on Saturday the 8th of March 2025, and which I watched live online from UK that evening, also had 12 finalist songs, yet SVT managed to keep that to just over 2 hours. Considering Festival da Canção 2025 final had the same number of finalist songs as Melodifestivalen 2025 final, I think 2.5 hours would have been adequate for Festival da Canção 2025 final. I, for one, didn't like the way Switzerland's winning Eurovision entry from last year, The Code, was performed as one of the interval acts, and I think there were some other parts that could perhaps have been dropped. So there you have it. Those are my views on the 12 finalist songs in Festival da Canção 2025 final. But what did you think? Do you agree or disagree with my points of view on the songs or my ranking? Do you think the best song out of 12 finalists won Festival da Canção 2025 final? Out of 12 finalists, which song did you want to win and thus represent Portugal in the Eurovision Song Contest 2025? Alternatively, was there a song eliminated in one of the Festival da Canção 2025 semi-finals which you feel should have made it to a final and won Saturday night? By the way, I haven't seen or heard any of the songs which were eliminated in the Festival da Canção 2025 semi-finals. Whether you watched Festival da Canção 2025 final or not, do you think the winning song, Deslacado, stands a good chance of qualifying to a Eurovision Song Contest 2025 grand final and doing well once there? Or do you think it will be eliminated in the semi-final? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you liked this video, remember to hit the like button, and if you're liking all my Eurovision videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, be cultured. Goodbye, da boch, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, adios, arrivederci, do widzenia, do pobacenia, adios.